Hi guys, and welcome to the nail team. As most of you know, we moved in December 2013 to larger premises, so I wanted to show you around the shop area and the training centre before we start the tutorials. So this is our shop area. We sell a wide range of products and you can come in 10 till 5 Monday to Friday or 10:30 till 2:30 on a Saturday. We stock NSI, Crystal Nails, Pro Impressions and lots of other brands. We also have a fantastic candy cart that's full of nail team goodies, glitters, bling, lots of things to get you excited. Follow me into the training area. So this is our new larger training area, great for group courses, but we also run one-to-ones here. So you're welcome to book on a course and come and enjoy and learn some new skills. So look forward to seeing you soon and we'll start the tutorials now. Bye! So for this bittern nail, we're going to start off by using a sanitizer spray to make sure that the nail's nice and clean and give it a good wipe to make sure that it's nice and dry. Then you want to use your cuticle pusher to gently push back that cuticle, keeping that tool nice and flat so that you can't damage that nail plate. Using the flip side of your tool, just scrape away any excess cuticle off that nail plate, because if any acrylic touches that, it will lift. Now with a 180 grit file, nice and gently, just take that shine off that nail plate. Really concentrating on the side walls and cuticle area because that's where the product will lift. Remove your dust. Now to give the illusion of a longer nail bed, I'm going to be using NSI's Rose Blush, which is my favourite colour pink. We're going to start by just priming the nail, just with the acid-free primer, but if you know that you've got a client that is a bad lifter, you can use Super Bond from NSI. You only need to apply a very small amount to that nail plate, making sure that you're not touching skin because there's no need for that product to touch the skin. So picking up a bead of your cover pink, make sure that you take the liquid out the back of that bead so that it stays a nice solid colour once it's applied to the nail. Applying in a reverse method, place your bead on, wipe any excess liquid out of your brush and then use the tip of your brush to press down and blend back towards the cuticle. Nice and gentle. Now you can bring your brush back to the normal angle and press nice and flat using that belly of the brush, that strong part of the brush. Now picking up another bead of cover pink, this time don't take the liquid out the back of the bead, and that way that bead is going to blend onto the one you've already applied and also down towards your client's cuticle area. When you're applying this bead, tilt your client's nail down slightly, that way you can get your brush right behind the bead and pull forward so you don't end up with a ledge at the back of the nail. Have a look at your apex on the nail. If you need to apply a little bit more product to get that nice apex on, you can do. It doesn't have to be done in 2 beads because we're not pinching this area, so it doesn't matter if it's set in at different times. Now you're going to leave that nail to set a little bit, and then once it's set, you're going to file your smile line in. That way you get a nice tidy smile line without having to work too hard with your product. So just using a 180 grit file or even a 150 now because you're working on a false system, you can file that smile line in, keeping your file nice and straight and upright. If you were doing this on a full set, you would do all 5 nails with your cover pink, come back, file all 5 nails, and then you're ready to go on to the next step. There should be no need to file on top, so once you're ready, just take that dust away. And then you're ready to apply your form. Now I'm using NSI's Platinum forms, which are great for just normal shaped and length nails. Give that form a little roll in between your fingers so that it's going onto a curved surface. But you can see that form doesn't quite fit, so I'm going to have to cut out a small semicircle from the middle of the form to create a space for that nail to fit. Making sure the tab at the back of the finger goes nice and flat, and then you can press the tabs underneath together. If the tab at the back is raised slightly, then the nail will go down. So I'm going to be using NSI Radiant White to create my free edge. Again, picking up a bead and taking the liquid out the back of the bead. That'll hold the colour nice and strong for you and also stop the product from running around too much, making it more difficult to control. Use that point of the brush just to tap your product into place. Keeping that brush angle nice and flat. And then belly of the brush, that strong part of the brush, to press that white out to make it nice and smooth. I'm going to put another bead of white on, and I'm just going to show you that if that white goes over the top of your cover pink, it doesn't matter, because you've created your smile line using the cover pink, not with the white. So I've purposely put that over the top just so that you can see that once that's filed through, you'll have a perfect smile line underneath. So don't worry too much if your white goes over the top of your pink. Give that nail a few seconds just to start to set. Once that product's ready, we're going to give it a pinch. So you're waiting for that stickiness to go from the product, but it still needs to be mouldable. So I'm just testing it now just to see if it's still sticky, and then I can get my pinching tool on. Only using the top part of the pinching tool so that it's not too tight for the client. Once that nail's nice and set, you can take your pinching tool off, and you can take your form off by making sure that you go down. If you try and lift the form up, it'll hurt the client, so make sure that you go down with your form. So I'm going to start to file this nail now, and as soon as I file on top, you'll notice that smile line starts to come through. So I'm just working on my side walls first, and then my free edge to get the shape in. I don't ever give any bittern nail clients long nails. They're not used to having any nail at all, so really start them off with quite reasonably short nails. So I'm taking that excess white off now that just went over the top of the pink, just to show you that that smile line is there already. It's created with the pink, not with the white. Now I do tend to give bittern nail clients a slightly higher apex. That's again because they're not used to having any length, so I don't want to make the nails too thin for them. Looking down the barrel of that nail just to check my thickness. Always looking at what I'm filing. So once you've finished filing, you can remove your dust. And then you're ready to apply your Glaze and Go top gel. This is a tack-free top gel from NSI, so once it comes out the lamp it won't have any sticky layer on top. Make sure that you don't touch cuticle or sidewall because Glaze and Go will not stick to skin. It is only designed to go on top of acrylics and hard gels. Once Glaze and Go comes out the lamp, just give it 30 to 60 seconds to cool down. And that way it'll stay nice and shiny once you've applied your cuticle oil. And that's that nail done. Hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, guys. So if you'd like to purchase any of those products that you've just seen on that tutorial, you need to join our Facebook page, www.thenailteam.com, and then you can send a message to our sales team, Matthew and Diane Nail Team, and they'll sort that order out for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.